Facts.
You know, sometimes it be like that, man.
Yeah. Hey, tag me in the show so it goes live.
I
For
go
some reason,
live.
I can never do it.
I'm gonna tag you right now.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. I think no, do something. Oh, there you go. MCH.
EA.
Oh, EA. Capital E, right?
Right.
Yeah. And CHEN.
ERN.
ERN.
CHERN. Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Every Wednesday at 8:30. Tune in and tell a friend, man. Say, man, we got an amazing topic tonight, y'all. We got an amazing topic. But y'all know first we got the panel. We got Mr. Michael and we got Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Because he recognizing his childhood trauma. He
Yeah.
recognizing them childhood traumas, man. Peter Pan had him scared at night.
Yep. One of the
Yeah.
Lost Boys, huh?
One of them lost boys.
Yeah. But you know, I go by Petey. I go by Petey in the hood.
We strong.
Yeah.
That part, that part. Well, man, what y'all got for us tonight, man? What we gonna do?
We gonna make it work as we always do.
That's right.
So I'll go ahead and kick it off. I got a question.
It's serious as a
So the
clown.
question is a riddle. It's a riddle,
Yeah.
and it goes: what walks on four legs in the morning, two legs in the afternoon, and three legs in the evening?
Don't know.
A prostitute.
Damn. Oh, hook on.
Close, close. Nah, but the answer is man. And the thing is, it's a riddle that was used in Egyptian mythology. And basically, what it boils down to is that in the morning of your life, which is your childhood, as a baby, you're crawling on all fours. In the afternoon, as an adult, you're walking on two legs, you're upright. And as a senior citizen, most of us will be walking around with a cane, three legs.
Mm,
But this is supposedly one of the universal truths. And there are a few universal truths, such as we all come into this world naked and alone.
right.
We'll all die. And uh, well, these truths are known by practically everything. But another truth is that we all experience life the same but different, and that's if they make sense. But our topic is recognizing childhood trauma, and the reason I bring that up about men is because for what is traumatizing to one person is completely normal to another. But the
Right.
Facts.
thing is, trauma is experienced different by everybody, and yeah, what traumatizes one person won't traumatize another. And there's a lot of different reasons for it, which we'll get into. So let me see. I'll tell you, it's like this: the process, well, recognizing childhood trauma is the process of identifying how difficult, frightening, neglectful, or overwhelming experiences from childhood may continue to influence a person's thoughts, emotions, relationships, and behaviors in adulthood. So it's about increasing self-awareness so that healing and growth become possible. So this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, trauma is not defined only by what happened. It's also shaped by how a child experienced what happened and whether they had consistent support to help them process it. So
Mm,
this is one of the reasons why everybody will experience things, but not everybody experiences difference because when you go back and think about it later, PTSD is just the same thing. Guys in combat, one guy will
Right.
experience the same situation and he has PTSD from it, and the other guy goes on with his day. So, what you got, Peter Pan?
I want to say, what starts off black is red when it's ready, and it's white when it's dead.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
cold.
But
You know,
what?
in both of them, cold. I mean, since we
Red
started
when
off
it's
with
heat.
littles, because
Yep.
childhood trauma, like you said, it can happen to a number of us, different reasons. People adapt to trauma different ways. Um, my homie could be from the hood and hear a gunshot and he's unfazed. Me,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to the bed. But there's different types of trauma. There's acute trauma, chronic trauma, complex trauma. The list goes on and on. It's all
Hmm.
about how you adapt to that trauma.
Right.
Lasting emotional and psychological responses to distressing event a series of events and overwhelming a child's ability to cope. You have a lot of adults that's still going through childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know how to cope with it. Some of them, they lash out. You can tell by their relationships, their work ethics. Hell, how
Hmm.
they look.
Mm.
You have these grown ass men walking around sagging, you
Mm.
know, because whatever reasons.
Right.
Myself, well, I choose not to sag. My dad was in the military, so I didn't have the opportunity as a kid to have my ear pierced or wear my head backwards or anything like that. Get tattoos all until I got older.
Right.
Some people may look at it and be like, oh, well, why'd you wait so long to get your ear pierced? Like, just because. But
Right.
then some people, they just go forward with it. But let's
Yeah.
continue.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true though, man. We're not allowed to do a lot of things growing up, we tend to do it as adults. And that's why you see so many of these men out here right now not being able to have a healthy relationship because of their childhood trauma and the things that they didn't get as they were growing up. It's like, man, I got my money, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that. And not realizing the responsibilities have changed. And it's like you might as well forget that part of the game, man. That's a pass. It's
Hmm.
like, nah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And the attitude that they take on with the women that they involved with is just a display. It's just a mirror display. Like when some men thinking that, oh man, she argued too much, she nagged too much. It's like, well, bro, that's what you allow. You teach people how to treat you in the
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
beginning. But you so used to your mother treating you like that from a long time ago, or your sisters or your aunties treating you like that from when you was a child. You accept that because you heard that pattern of behavior before. You've heard that learned behavior, and you continue as your adulthood. You continue to accept certain things because that's not a big deal. You know, that's the mindset that we always take on because I've said, oh man, I ain't gonna trip about that. Whole time I'm allowing that person to treat me like that because that's how I've been treated in the past. And I've accepted
Hey.
that, you know. And it's like when you learn and you healing on that journey and you like say, you know what, I'm not accepting that anymore. I'm not allowing that to happen anymore. I'm not gonna even put myself in that position anymore for a person to even say that to me, do me like that, or treat me in some type of facet. And so that's what we are discussing tonight is about how to get out of those things, how to recognize those things as adults, how to heal moving forward, because a lot of this stuff is always going to be about awareness and it's always going to be about journaling on these journeys that we're taking, on these discovery missions that we headed towards. If you want to head towards it, some people don't. Some people will find where they at, and that's cool. But if you really want to become a better person in the environment, if you want to see yourself around better people, a lot of people think the people that they're around because they're smarter than them or because they have more than them, they feel like that's me being on top whole time your mind is still not developed in the way that you're addressing or developed in the manner of the products of the material items that you care that you hold. Like you driving all this nice stuff and you got this nice house and you got these nice clothes on, but yet you still thinking like a 12th grader. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So we still have to address those type of things when we're having our friend conversations, our friends givings, as they call it now. As you having these girls' nights out, guys' nights out, we should be talking about these things so we can become closer as a community of Black people, as a culture of Black people. And those are the things that we're gonna be doing tonight, y'all.
right. And just like when we say that these are childhood experiences that overwhelm their ability to cope. So some people might say, well, what are these experiences? Well, let me tell you. We got physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, emotional neglect or abandonment,
Mm-hmm.
chronic criticism, humiliation, or rejection, domestic violence, loss of a parent or caregiver, living with addiction or mental illness in the home, poverty, homelessness, or community violence, bullying, or discrimination. See, even experiences that seem normal to one person can be traumatic to another depending on the child's age, temperament,
Right.
and support systems.
Yeah.
That's why what affects one person one way affects another person differently. Because the younger a child is when they start experiencing these things, it's the harder for them to cope with it. But after you've seen a few things, like all of us are adults, like you said, Peter Pan, that if somebody hears a gunshot,
I'm gonna
most
change
people
my name.
adult. The thing, the thing is, it's like for me, if I hear gunshots, I'll look for cover, but I'm looking to see where it's coming from because a lot of people they just start running. Where you running to? You might be running
Right.
right into the firing ring,
Right.
right into the line of fire. So you drop, get cover, look where's it coming from, and then you make a decision what to do.
Right.
Exactly.
But there are different ways to react to all these different things, and that's what we want to help you with tonight. We're going to talk about some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And most people, it's like many adults don't really realize that they are reacting to old wounds rather than current situations.
That's
It's
for
like,
real.
how people, they want to go come at you, you say something, and they want to start arguing. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're arguing because of something that happened in their past. Ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do with what's going on or what you just said. It's just their reaction is they're reliving past traumas.
Mm-hmm. That's for real, man. And there's so many people that do it in their adult life. And it's
Mhm.
like when we have difficult trusting people
Yeah.
because your mother lied to you a lot, you know what I'm saying, or your father lied to you. Oh, I'm on my way, and he never show up.
Never show. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or because it's like you can't form that close relationship with some people, But then you got some people who will let their guard down, and then once that person that they let their guard down with hurts them in a similar way, they go back into cover. Oh man, it's not as the love ain't the same, or the business partnership ain't the same, or whatever the
Right.
case may be, it's not the same. But then if you just would have said something, hey man, I ain't like the way you did this, or that reminded me of a past trauma that I'm still getting over. Those are the people who will build a better, stronger relationship with the person because you were able to discuss it and talk about it, not
Mhm.
yell
Right.
back and forth about what's right and what's wrong. It's about acknowledging the other person's feelings, acknowledging the other person's how they reacted to it. Recognize that and you build from that instead of
Mhm.
that yelling back and forth. Nobody listening now. Everybody just getting their
Right.
point across.
When it comes to doing that, like I'm not gonna say I shut. Well, yeah, I shut down because that back and forth,
Right.
yelling back and forth, like, yo,
Mhm.
look,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, Mr. Michael, when I said when I hear gunshots, I'm looking for cover. That's because I learned a long time ago with my past life, a lesson half taught comes back louder. So
For
it's like
real.
if I
That's for
if
real.
I'm not gonna fully commit to something, if I'm not gonna shoot you, like If I don't plan on hurting you when I shoot you, I'm not gonna do it. If I
Right.
miss, that's a different story. But I barely miss. But still, like shit,
Yeah.
who coming?
Come on,
I'm gone.
Marksman. Come on,
So you out there on
Marksman.
the range, huh? You out there
You hear me?
practicing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he out there with one of them. Shoulder lock,
Yeah.
shoulder lock,
Hmm.
yeah,
lock that elbow, stiff arm.
yeah. Oh, you're not gonna come back.
For
Yeah,
real.
yeah, but that's a lot of things too, man. If you realize so many men don't want to be abandoned, you know what I'm saying? They fear that
Yeah.
abandonment. Oh
Yep.
man, and you stay in relationships too long because you fear to be
Hmm.
alone. You don't want to talk to yourself. You don't want to look in the mirror. You don't want to address that childhood trauma because you done got, and then after a while your mother divorced you. You've been the baby in her arms for so long, but then she have to let go. Your father wasn't really there full time. He gotta so it's like so many people that your first girlfriend, y'all break up, she never talks to you again. Now you feel like she's done because men love harder than women. I don't care what y'all
Oh,
say.
absolutely. They turn into I turn. Oh, so you just gonna leave me too?
Yeah, you just gonna leave me too?
Hey,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Another example,
hey.
childhood
But
trauma,
then
man.
you got those. But then you got those guys that get to the point. Well, if I can't have you, nobody can.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
And it
Yeah, we
all
don't want
stems
them.
from the exact same thing.
We don't want
It all
them.
stems from that fear of abandonment. That's all it is. They just come
Yeah,
back. And see, recognizing childhood trauma helps to answer questions such as, why do I overreact to criticism?
yeah.
Why do I struggle to trust people? Why do I constantly seek approval? Why do I fear abandonment? Or
yeah.
why do I feel emotionally numb?
Won't you read
See,
my mind or
recognition,
something?
partly because it was all in mind too. It's
Uh,
like recognition transforms confusion into understanding. So when you start asking yourself these questions, you start to see patterns,
yeah,
and these patterns will lead you to the awareness of, okay, well, I'm not angry because of this, it's because of something. It's like Sigmund Freud, he was the first one that came out with this stuff about your mother. It's like, well, tell me about your relationship with your mother. And most people are like, what the hell my mother got to do with anything? Well,
right,
the way your mother treated you when you were a child or
right.
your
Has a
father
lot.
affects the way you act or react to situations today as an adult.
Hmm.
Right.
And he was the first who came up with it. But since then, many of the people that we talk about in these in our conversations have all gone through the same or down the same road of learning or enlightenment because
Yeah,
they realize that what happens as a child really affects you as an adult. And
yeah.
there was a saying from the Jesuits: if you get them as children, the possibilities are endless. Because you can teach
Mm,
a child to be anything from a weapon to whatever, because you're training them when they're young. So it's all a part of their development. So they
right.
can learn to adapt to cold or to going without food or water or having little water, little sleep. But as that goes on for years and years and years as an adult, it doesn't phase you. So
Right.
the same thing happens when you're neglected or when somebody's always yelling at you. You'll see adults, if you raise your voice, they sort of shrink into themselves. And these are
Right.
not characteristics that are attractive as an adult. Because a man who, just because somebody stands up and yells at you, you start to shrink into a shell, that's unmanly. And people
But
seeing that, it's
but
like,
the thing
who's going to
is though,
listen?
if nobody talked to him about that, he would continue to do it because a
Yeah,
lot of times the
exactly.
men the men don't know how to talk to the young boys. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
First thing they tell us, toughen up. Instead of explaining, say, man, I see how you
Hmm.
withdrew. I would really, appreciate it if you would have did it like this instead of you have to explain to
Right.
these young boys now because I don't know if I don't know how to be a
Yeah.
man, you just telling me to toughen up. That's not explaining how to be a man.
Yeah.
That's just giving me some more instructions that I don't even understand. So why would I continue to follow those instructions if I don't understand them?
Right. So
You
what
know
does
what I'm
toughen up
saying?
really mean?
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
does it really mean? To
What does that
everybody, it's
mean?
something different.
Right, right. So what I do, with my son now, I explain the situation because I'm able to elaborate better. I get a better
Hmm.
response from him because when he first become a teenager, we interact and it's like, nah, what? Nobody want to hear that, man. You don't do it like that. But then I would
Hmm.
never give him the answer on how to do it until I
Right.
started doing this psychology work, until I started listening to the I mean, not nephrologist, but a neuroscientist about how
Hmm.
this mind body thing works. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that has to do with how the children respond and get upbringing and change their whole ideology of how they look at the next phase of their life.
Right.
Right.
Kind of like uh, even if you're in a relationship and like you remember like as kids like would jump and then the other person to jump.
Yeah.
Like like what you scared of. I mean, and some
Right.
people do that
Mm.
like in relationships, and it's like like I'm not gonna hit you. What you flinching for?
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like
Because
Yeah.
they've been hit before.
yeah. I mean that's kind of like when you do it to dogs or cats. I mean puppies will normally just like bounce down or bow down a little bit, but you get
Right.
Hmm.
your little Rottweiler and you do like that, and it's like you just gonna stand up and be like, wolf. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
He gonna
right.
be like, "What's up?" Yeah. He gonna be like, "What's up?"
yeah,
Yeah, true that. There are common signs of unresolved childhood trauma. Man, I get tongue tied tonight. So we got some signs. For example, emotional signs: difficulty regulating emotions, persistent anxiety or fear, depression or emotional numbness, low self-esteem, and chronic guilt or shame. And then there
Mm.
are behavioral signs such as people pleasing, perfectionism, self sabotage, avoiding conflict at all costs, difficulty setting boundaries, and anger that seems disproportionate. So if you going off the rail, like you just totally flipping out over something that really ain't that serious.
Yeah.
And then relationship signs, you got fear of intimacy, fear of abandonment, difficulty trusting others, becoming overly dependent, choosing unhealthy relationships.
See what I like what you were saying about the trouble managing your emotions. You know, with Mike done went out.
yeah. He had
But
childhood. He disappeared.
he went back to his childhood.
Talk about me.
But trouble in managing your emotions, that is the biggest thing that a lot of men are going through right now. Pray that they grow through it, but even when somebody tries to attack your character as far as yelling at you, screaming at you,
Man,
it's still not for you. If it's a woman, it's still not for you to be trying to battle a woman. It's for the
right.
woman to recognize that this silence that just then came about, that makes a difference. Because if you hear me going back and forth with a woman, it's got to be something crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that we're doing right now. Now
Right.
we supposed to be at the age to where we recognize, oh, she's trying to get a rise out of me, so I'm not going to even entertain that. But you got a little boy who's still dealing with that childhood trauma. Oh, he gonna get the last word because he a man, so he say, you know, yeah, you gonna listen to me? I'm a man. Whole time is that she'll hear you a whole lot louder if you didn't say not one word. You
Oh,
know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Yeah, if you got real quiet, she'll hear all of that instead
Mhm.
of your voice because she can't hear your voice because she's going to get her point across
Right.
because she doesn't know how to manage her anger, you know. And a lot of people with that sadness and shame, they can't change that because they feel like, man, they gonna look at me weak or they gonna look at me like I ain't the one or something, you know.
Yeah.
But the whole time they feeling shame, they feeling sadness because somebody recognized them and seen they who they really are.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
that's another reason I really don't believe in going back and forth with a woman because, well, actually, there's two reasons. One, because I'm a man and I'm not going back and forth with a female because that's a bitch trait. But
Right.
second, it's because I know me. And if you want to take it low, I'm taking it to hell. And I'm not gonna take it back. So it's
Right.
like, man, look, cause go ahead and stop while you're ahead. So I'll go ahead and get quiet. Cause if I say
Right.
what's on my mind,
And
we're not
then
gonna
that
be
turned into a physical altercation, you know.
right. So
Then you in jail because you wanted to be beaten up on a woman. It's
yeah, for
crazy,
real. That's why
you
I have
know.
an excellent attorney. But yeah, it's like
Yep.
I'm not going back and forth because like if we taking it there, like your boy Kendrick say, taking it down, taking it further. But it's like I'll beat you down with words. And
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, we're not gonna be friends no more because
Right.
I'm
Because
gonna
that
feel bad at the
right,
time, but
right.
I'm not gonna apologize because you woke a
And
sleeping
that
giant.
and that was the biggest thing that I learned because I would definitely say some things that I didn't mean, but I knew what it was that would hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
I know what would hurt your feelings, but I say, you know what? Let me just shut my mouth because it's not even worth that. You know,
because then
breaking
you
up.
being petty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You,
yeah.
you want to talk
Being
You
about
know
this,
that.
but
being
you
in a
wore the
not
same pair of
trustworthy.
panties 2 days in a row.
Yeah, when you're not in a trustworthy relationship of any kind, it's like, what is the purpose? But because we're so toxic, we keep on thinking that word loyalty means stay in a situation that you don't belong in.
Mm, true
You
that.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like,
You
yeah,
can't be.
loyalty. Loyalty
Yeah.
means only really one thing. Stay loyal to those who are loyal to you. It means loyal to you, meaning that they're not calling you out your name, they're not yelling at you, they're not belittling you, they're not talking at you. Those are real loyal people because they show you that kind of respect.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
that's the
saying?
operative word.
Right.
Respect.
So a lot of
When
people
you
feel like
are.
you disrespecting when you quit talking to them,
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah.
like, nah, it's not disrespect because if I do say something, it's gonna be disrespectful. So if I don't
Yeah.
say nothing, I'm in the good place with me because this is what
Yeah.
it's all gonna be about at the end of the day. If I get me together, if I make sure that I'm all right mentally, I can be able to convey a conversation that's going to help you mentally, where we both can grow into a more powerful relationship. You know,
True. True. And when you argue with people, you're not really thinking all the time. You'll say stuff and
no, you're
stuff
not.
comes out of your mouth that you can't take back.
If it come
And
up, it
just
come
because,
out.
You
Right.
did.
yeah, and if it goes low, you keep going lower, that's the end of the relationship.
On the
Because there's
cool.
no way you can come back for most of that. It's impossible.
That's why I
No
don't
more
say
trust
anything
or anything.
because I'm not
That's
trying to
exactly
come
me.
back. I'm going
Right.
to crush you.
Yeah, because once you
Yeah.
start saying it, it ain't no coming back for you. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's it for me. I'm done.
And it's like the
Now
more
you
you
get
talk,
all the smoke.
right? It's like the more you arguing back and forth, and you shooting all this stuff back at her. Then you like while you're talking, you're thinking about more things. Like, and it's like all of
Right.
us, it becomes like a
Right.
snowball effect. And
Right.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, that's how you really feel.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not how I felt, but that's what we fighting. See, a
That's
lot of
what
people don't
came out.
understand when a man who's been fighting physically out in the street fighting, and then you come to him with words, he know he can't physically fight you, so he finna brr, I'm gonna run these words down on you because I already know what make you what you soft on. I know how soft you is because I know what soft look like because I done attacked a grown man before. So I know what soft woman look like. So I know how to hit you with everything, but I'm not going to do that because you want to build things. You want to build this community back up. We done tore this community down
Right.
Yeah.
so long, man. The whole from the '90s till now, we've been tearing men and women have been tearing each other apart.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I'm saying? In the '80s, we was dancing together. We wanted to punch and bone, and we wanted to get to know the woman. Now it's at a point to where the men don't even ask the women out to the prom no more. These little boys don't
Yeah.
even they asking their homeboys, say, "Dawg, what color we wearing?" Three and four little dudes showing up at the prom together. One
Right.
like, what y'all doing?
and
Yeah.
the pants just
It's
getting tighter.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and it's sad, but it's because Men ain't telling them, say, man, we ain't gonna do that, man. We don't work, we ain't gonna do that, man.
Right.
You know,
And then the
they
first
they
thing is
allowing their mamas, they allowing the men or these so-called dudes are allowing the women to dress the sons. And it's like, say, nah, I'm gonna dress my boy. I got him. Nah, I'm gonna give him all my clothes. He can wear my stuff. So he wearing my stuff. Or I'm gonna get his own stuff to where he gonna be like, say, nah, cause you remember we growing up, we wanted to wear our uncle's stuff. If it looked good, man say, oh, let me
Mm,
get them shoes, man. I want them whole, what size you wear, nephew? I wear a 10. Oh boy, these are 9. You can't get these.
yep.
But I wanted to be like my uncles now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be like my mama. But these boys want to be like their mama so bad, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
true.
crazy. You
they
know what
even
I'm
getting
That's
saying?
sad.
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got that people pleasing, you know, that when people really recognize who you are, well, as you, if you recognize yourself, you're not going to be people pleasing. You're not going to
Right.
be scared to set boundaries. You're not going to be afraid to do anything that's benefiting your mental state, because mental health is serious, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if we just go along to get along, we're not building up good character for ourselves. We're not becoming more a man with a woman, a man or a woman with integrity. We're just
Right.
going along to get along. So we don't be mad, and so we don't fuss, and so we don't argue. And it's like, nah, it's not. We gotta we can't be in that type of mindset. You know what I'm saying?
True. So
Because
true.
that type of mindset ain't gonna build a strong community. It's only gonna build a weak community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah,
I
that
don't know what
no,
all y'all heard when I dropped out, but
yeah,
yeah,
you went through the whole thing. You like,
yeah, it was
yeah,
a bunch.
you was rolling, you was gone. That's why it was like, slow down, Mike. You missing the point. We can't even get a point. We
Yeah.
don't.
And then when you
You
started
running through the
crying, then
whole
it's like
thing.
your screen went black.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, he faded to
Hey,
black, huh? That's how
Yeah.
fast he was going. He
it was
faded to
too fast.
black.
You know
You
they
done
say when
ran
you get
off
angry
the
and you see
screen.
black or you see red, that's what happened.
Yeah,
Mike
that
ran off
turned
the
into fake.
screen with the words. That's how fast Mike was going. It was like, whoa, whoa, we got a whole hour to go. Mike, slow down. You giving out too much game.
Hey,
You
that's
know the
true, but it's a
game
lot. It is a
out.
lot.
Oh man, them 3 pages ain't a lot, man. Them 3 pages ain't nothing,
Three. Shoot.
man.
And then look, the next
Yeah,
is
man.
you start going back and forth with a woman, and you know you winning when she saw, oh, you sassy. I'm
uh,
sassy.
Yeah,
yeah.
you left for
But hey,
speechless by then. Yeah.
that's being sassy when you're going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what men do.
Right.
Men just take a break and just like say, check this out. I'll be back. When I get back, we'll talk about whatever we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it though. So I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
calm down, let you get your nerves together, let you get your mind together. So we don't have no issue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
And that's what growing up is, man. Um, because a lot of times we go back to using, or we'll if you that type of person who's when you wasn't healed, you'll start using drugs and alcohol for just to cope with the society that the environment that you
Oh,
living in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The unsafe environment that you living in. Because just think about, like we was talking about shooting earlier. You mad at your girl, all of a sudden you walk out the door, you run right into a gunfire. But
Mm,
you so used to hearing shot. You like, man, them fools over there tripping.
yep.
But the whole time, the bullet was, you walked right into the line of fire while he was shooting down the street. You might have walked right into the fire. Now you hit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of things like that. When we angry, we have to stop, think, and before we move in drastic measures, you know what I'm saying? And clear
Right.
up that childhood trauma to where it's like that ain't how you solve things. You don't solve things by just yelling and screaming and fussing and tussling. That ain't how you do it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
If it hurt somebody's feelings, the conversation, it just gotta hurt your feelings. I'd rather hurt your feelings than break your heart with a lie.
Yeah.
Me pretending that I'm happy here. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, he ain't said nothing, so he must be straight. Nah, I ain't straight.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah.
I'm not man enough to say that I'm not straight. When they, but that's when you're a child. That's when you start,
Yeah.
you know what's wrong, but you don't even want to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, different, and then you put it off for so long that when you finally do, it's an explosion.
Yeah,
So much stuff comes out, and it's like, oh, that's just
right.
it.
And it shouldn't, we can't do that. This is where we come back collectively as a community because if y'all don't know it or not, man, black people, we need each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all looking that the government is against all of us.
Yeah.
And the more we keep on fighting with each other, we speeding up the process. We speeding up the elimination. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
it's like the faster we kill each other, and then they kill us on top of that, how fast you think this population gonna decrease?
yeah.
So now it's
And
time to get back to a community and speaking with one another and saying, "Hey, what's going on, brother? What all of that old little boots in them? What they said? Real niggas don't speak. Real niggas do speak. Because I'm a black man speaking to another black man, trying to do my. I ain't gonna
mhm,
try. I ain't gonna say try. I'm doing my best to uplift him in any form or facet that I can because I need this black man right now
that's what we
because we
supposed to
got a
do.
whole government that's beating us up on voting rights, take away the voting rights, talking about Jim Crow laws coming back, talking about all this foolishness, just for them to even have that, to have the nuts to have that kind of conversation. That shows you what kind of black leaders we have up in our Congress, up in
Mhm.
you know, that's some weak black dudes up there, man. You got
But those
these
seem to be the
fools
ones that
like what's
make it.
that boy named Tim something, the
Yeah.
biggest coon of them all
Cook,
right now.
Tim Cook,
Like,
I think it is.
yeah, it's like, come on, man. You got to
Mhm.
be kidding me, man. Just to get a seat in the office.
They're saying
It,
whatever pays them.
Yeah,
but
just
that's
get
not
next
even,
to power. That's all.
yeah, but you're gonna be the first one home.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
When
Yeah,
you
'cause
get
when they
that
say
far
you can't
away,
control it,
Tim Scott, that's who his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, okay, God.
Yeah. When you get that far removed from your community, man, that's a problem, man.
Yeah, and you know one of the best military strategies ever was divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That's all they've been doing for years.
For
Is
years.
dividing us in every way possible. We're
Yeah.
divided financially. They tell you got this money, get out your neighborhood, go live over there. Give your
Yeah.
money to these people. They
Right.
tell you, okay, you can't you wanted to go to church, okay, you got all these different denominations. You can't even just have one black church.
Nah.
So it's been like that for years and it's always going to be like that. But once we can start unifying, and that is the biggest fear is
Right.
for us to start unifying. Because once we get united, it's
So
nothing they
I'm
can
looking
do.
I was looking at this show today, man, called The Polygamist. It's a South African show.
Hmm.
You've been watching that? So Tammy Faye
I
turned me
heard
on
of it.
to it. Yeah, Tammy Faye turned me on. Man, I've been binge watching that show, man. I was like, bruh. But the wife did some player stuff. She said, hey, man, since you don't want to leave my husband alone, you might as well come over here and be a part of this program because we finna build this legacy so big to where if all these kids come out this one man, just think about what this company gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This whole company is like the Rockefellers. But we
Yeah.
don't have that kind of mindset. I'm not saying be in a polygamy relationship. I'm just saying if you're gonna deal with people, if you got a friend, it's like you got a female friend, you got a male friend. The male friend don't do what the female friend do as far as business sense. So I
Right.
would put her in a position just to say, hey, and that's why we should be able to work with our families, man, because that's gonna help our family lineage grow. like this my nephew working for me, or this my little niece, and this could be some bigger than what it is type of stuff. But we so used to competition.
Yeah,
Oh
Hmm.
well, man, why are you making so much money? Or why he making this kind of money? It's like quit discussing your pockets anyway.
yeah,
Right.
It ain't supposed to be nobody's business.
you're right. Because even while we were gone to the Olympics and everywhere else, um, I had more white people like, oh my gosh, it looked like you had so much fun. It must be nice to, take off for a month and don't have to worry about anything. I was like, it is. But then the color folk, man, this motherfucker block. Like, why I gotta be a
Right,
motherfucker? Like,
right. It's already anger,
yeah,
you
that's
know. But
and
that's what we gotta grow out of that. We have to grow out of that childhood trauma of thinking somebody's looking at them, or thinking somebody's better than, or being, or wanting to be better than the next person. And
Right.
recognize these childhood traumas, man, to where it's like we have to manage these emotions. We have to not be people pleasing, but set healthy boundaries for one another so that we don't get into these altercations about nothing.
Right.
Avoid the conflict. You know what I'm saying? When them flashbacks come about, and them nightmares come about, that's when we got to reflect instead of remember.
yeah.
If you're gonna keep remembering them, it's time to do something different.
Mhm.
Start becoming more aware of that.
I
Then you
would
got,
lose sleep.
huh?
I would literally lose sleep, like tossing and
Yeah,
turning to like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I'm like, man, something not right. Then I
right.
just think about it, meditate on it, cut this stuff short, move on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to, because that goes back to using drugs and alcohol. The
Yeah.
sober mind, I promise you, the sober mind can get further in life with the right woman. You know what I'm saying? That's why I prayed about it the other
Yeah.
day, man. Take this champagne out of my throat, man. I gotta get this champagne out of me, man. I'm on
Yeah.
champagne, boy, every weekend. You hear me?
Mhm.
Thursday through Friday, Thursday through Saturday, I'm on champagne.
Wow. Yeah, but at least it's only on the weekend.
Well, yeah, yeah, but
Shouldn't
unless
be
somebody
working.
come in town on the weekday now, this Miami. I got people come in town on the Wednesday.
All the
Hey
time.
man, what
Yeah.
we doing tonight? Nothing. I'm
Right.
doing
And
my show. Yeah.
then, then being in Miami,
Right.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
come down
So
here.
much
every
to do.
day. Like, what's
Yeah, they
going
Yeah.
come down here all the time. My partner and them just came the other day. Man, I'm gonna be here till Thursday. Boy, yeah, go at have at it. Have at it. I'll be working, my G. I ain't
Yeah.
doing nothing. Yeah, I just parted this weekend. And I'm trying to do some other stuff.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
hear you.
man, we definitely gotta ask them questions though, like Mike was saying. Did I feel emotionally or physically safe as a child?
Hmm.
You know, them type of questions will, at least they'll get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what's going on. And there
Mhm.
are four types of common trauma responses, and we
Okay.
all have them. And everybody knows about this, but they don't at the same time. So when facing stress, people often respond with one or more of these patterns. So first there's a fight, which is anger, control, or confrontation. Notice how I slowed down there. Then there's flight, overworking, constant busyness, or perfectionism.
Yeah.
Then there's a freeze, which is emotional shutdown, procrastination, or feeling stuck. This also amounts to panic. When you get in that panic mode where your mind just stops working basically. And
Mhm.
fawn, FAWN, which is pleasing others to avoid conflict or rejection. So when you start recognizing your default response, it can provide insight into your past trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, you said fawn?
Fawn, yeah, FAWN.
Oh yeah, I thought you said flan. I'm like, it's like creme brulee. Stop tripping. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I spelled it, because I know, but
cream
I had to look at it a few
cream
times.
brulee. Yeah.
But yeah, and like you said, the list goes on. Abuse and neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional, psychological neglect, household dysfunction, witnessing domestic violence, living with large family members or family members that struggle with substance abuse or disorders, having an immediate family member who's incarcerated because everybody
Yeah,
got a
that,
family member that's in jail. It is what it is. Black, white, no matter what color.
That right there.
Then the medical trauma, the community and systematic violence, disaster and accidents, surviving a national disaster, or Mike, you being in the military, you probably seen some of your homies go down. Trauma, trauma, trauma.
Yeah.
yeah,
Even with Hurricane Katrina, you still got people affected from that.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
because they all out here. It's I hear and I meet people from New Orleans all the time.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the first thing they tell me. Oh, I came out here because of Katrina. Like,
Exactly. It's a lot of them in Houston like that.
yeah, oh, I know, because when
Mhm.
they flew them out everywhere, especially out there to Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That's that's a long life if somebody don't want to heal from that though.
Hmm.
But then just like growing up in the projects, you got people who still don't haven't healed from just being in there with the rats and the roaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah,
As a child, you see that you thinking that's the normalcy. So you grew up
yeah,
not even fearing that, not even thinking about that. So then when you become an adult, you don't clean your house as well as you should. And
Uh-huh.
you be like, oh, that's just roaches. That ain't nothing. Like, no, you an
Like,
adult now. You
that
can't
is
have
something.
roaches is not cool. Yeah.
right.
And it's like, no, they treat their roaches like family.
You know
Like
what I'm
in
saying?
New York, like we have the subway rats.
Right.
At LSU, they don't have rats. These motherfuckers have raccoons. Bro,
Mm,
a raccoon this fucking big, like
Yeah. He come
outside your
over there
bed.
eating.
Yeah, because they fell through the ceiling like while it was closed for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. So because I mean LSU is built like they have the forest, lakes, and everything. They fell through the ceiling. We watching the little things on camera. First off, they look like little robbers, but they fell
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
ceiling like they ran into the dry storage. And they smart. They
Yeah.
bypassed the trap, opened up packs of crackers, sticking
Uh,
their hands in there, eating the crackers,
uh,
eating the chips, the
yeah.
cereal.
Yeah.
And it's like it was a family of them that fell at first. And they messed around and caught the baby. And so it's like they kept coming back
Right.
looking for the baby. I'm like, yo,
Right.
well, where this raccoon came from? Oh, like through the like the little air conditioning thing. I was like, who gave this motherfucker a screwdriver? I'm like, man, look, I'm good. Cause
Yeah.
if
mm,
I see a raccoon over there, I'm gonna shoot it and I'm gonna let y'all hey, look, get your boy. But yeah,
Nah,
that's traumatizing
that's
because
definitely some childhood trauma. But we see that kind of stuff, man, growing up, and now we don't think it's nothing though. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
me, I seen raccoons growing all the way up in my neighborhood. It was
I didn't.
Yeah, that was
me
normal.
either.
Yeah, that was normal in our neighborhood. Cause we stayed in apartments, you know what I'm saying? And in
Man,
the
why?
apartment, and then you got the creeks and the woods right by the
Mm,
apartment. Cause we used to go to the creek, slide on them rocks and stuff like that. Man, we used to have fun in the
But
creek.
why they look like humans? Like you shine your
Yeah,
light on them, they stand up like this.
you hear me?
yep. Throw them hands up.
Nigga, I'm gonna fight.
Ah, don't shoot. They just let
Yeah,
you know, don't shoot. I'm just
yeah.
here to eat your food.
And
That's
they
all.
wearing the little black robber mask on
You
them. Like,
hear me, man?
I don't get it.
Or God creations or something else, ain't
Yeah, they do.
But they wash their hands.
they? Yeah. You hear me? That's some funny
Yeah,
stuff.
that's more than
But
some people.
yeah, yeah. But I recognize it's like it's like when I used to be dealing with this one young lady, she used to always tell me, "Nah, I see your patterns. I recognize your patterns. You keep doing X, Y, and Z." So with me, I would take that and I'd be like, okay, okay, I go back and write that stuff down. Then
Mm-hmm.
the next time you can't use that on because I've been practicing all of that. not to do that, not to get
Right.
better for you, but get the better for me, so that anything you say, it'll be just a memory now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It won't be no, that's exactly what I'm doing. No, that's you just muscle memory on your argument. Your argument is going to be the same thing because you a muscle memory. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what he used to do, but you didn't even see that this time because I know I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I didn't repeat myself because I was practicing not to repeat myself.
Hmm.
When it hit
But
you
when
with that,
people
you
just want
always,
to,
not always, like when they be like, you always, I'm like, when was the
mm,
last time I said that?
exactly, exactly. We done had
True.
3 arguments since then. When was the last time I said that?
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's why doing a journaling, becoming aware of your patterns and of your habits, that's what's going to create a better environment as you become an adult, more and more seasoned vet, you know. And a lot of us we don't have that discernment to really see that in ourselves. And it's like that's the sad part, but you should really look within to get all of that, you know. Take time out, man. A lot of people don't like to sit in a room by themselves in total silence and have them conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're in a room, total silence, like even when you're taking a shower, like, and I hear my thoughts, because I don't hear nothing but water unless I'm playing music. It's like
Right.
you really get to talking and hearing yourself, like, damn,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah. Yeah. What can I change about this? How can I, man, I kept hearing, baby kept telling me I do this a lot. So now I gotta do this, I gotta work on that. I gotta work on that. Instead of saying, no, she tripping.
mhm.
Or instead of
Yeah.
saying, man, he tripping. I don't be doing it. Man, he tripping. I ain't listening.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's time to leave that relationship. It's time to leave that business partnership. It's time to leave that environment because it's unsafe.
True.
You
But you
know,
know, one thing, it's like you were saying, Keith, that when the woman told you these patterns are yours, the one good thing about that is if you listen to what's being said and you work on it, because if she sees the patterns,
right?
other people see the patterns. And these
Exactly.
could be business partners or potential business partners, people that
Right.
can help you move forward. So
That's
if you
right.
take that information, analyze it, and then go back and start making the changes,
Yeah.
it only helps you in the long run.
Yeah.
But if you fight against it, it's like, oh no, that ain't me. You don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna
Yeah.
stay
Because
stuck.
it's building character, man. A lot of people don't realize building great character get you in the bigger rooms, get you into the
Yeah.
better positions. That's like at Top. When we was at Top, people thought I was fucking supervisors and I mean director ones and all of this. It's like, nah, this
Hmm.
just the conversation I'm gonna have because as a child, my mother explained to me how to switch it on, switch it off type of
Yep.
business. You can't be hood all the time. You gotta learn how
Right.
to switch this thing off. So when I did see when I do hear somebody tell me, oh, you this type of person, I'd be like, okay, let me go write that down. And I'm gonna work on all of that you say that I am so that I'll know what to recognize when I do get into a confrontation and when I do get into a verbal spat with anything or anybody. So I'll say, nah, I'm gonna tone that down. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna reverse this and put this into context instead of this. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna give you the context of the argument. I'm gonna give you the solution. So we don't even have to continue this conversation because nobody's ever looking for a solution in the middle of a heated argument.
Right. That's true.
It's
That's
like
straight
what
facts.
what what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Where is this going? How is this going to end? Let's come up with the solution. We ain't got time to be going back and forth.
Right.
That's when you start
Oh,
recognizing childhood traumas.
yeah.
Yep. Keynote: childhood trauma
Hmm.
doesn't come in one single package.
Mm-hmm.
True
Yeah.
that.
That's true.
Children don't get traumatized because they're hurt. They get traumatized because they're alone with the hurt.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You got to
Yeah.
explain it. Yeah, you got to explain it.
Sure. That's that support system that it was talking about earlier. If you got somebody that's going to help you through what you went through, it's different than when you got to deal with it by yourself.
Hmm.
But what I'm saying about that, what he just said is the fact that if you if you if you the one who causing the problem, if you causing the trauma, you got to be that same person to figure out how can I verbalize what I just did in a way that they can receive it without feeling guilty, without feeling shame, without feeling hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the problem is that a lot of times the adult that causes the hurt
They
is the
hurt
person
themselves.
that you're trying to do, you're
Yeah,
trying to
they
deal
hurt.
with, and those people have usually been traumatized themselves, so they're
Yeah, hurt
dealing with
hurt
it
people
and
hurt
they're
people. That's
causing it.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
hurt
they're
people
not even
hurt people.
realizing it half the time. They're
Right,
just going
exactly.
through life, not even realizing what they're doing. And
Exactly.
then it says often healing often involves holding two truths at once, and that could be someone may have loved you, but that same person may also be the one that caused the trauma. Both of
Yeah,
these can be true at the same time. So it's not they're causing the trauma because they don't love you. It's more that they're causing the trauma because that's all they know. They've
right.
been it was done to them, so they're doing it, and it just follows a cycle. And until somebody finally stops to figure out or recognize what this childhood trauma is, it's going to keep
Mm.
happening.
I
And
mean,
that's
but
the
isn't
thing
that
that happens.
equivalent?
Hmm?
I was about to
Go
say, isn't
ahead.
that equivalent to a pimp? They hit you, they break you down to build you back up. You ain't nothing without me.
Yeah,
Then you become the bottom bitch. Like, hey,
but basically, that's basically life. Because life is
Get
going to
pimp.
break you down to build you back up. It's
Life gonna
all
pimp you if
about
you
how
let it.
you going to, yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
all about how you deal with it.
yeah, life will pimp
Like I
you if you
say,
let it, man.
yeah, it all boils down to that same, it's the same story all the time. It doesn't matter what happens to you, it's all about how you respond to it.
Yeah,
Once you can get your responses down
in order.
and
Right,
you respond the right way,
right.
life is simple. Because
Yes,
life
it
is
is.
going to be life and no matter what.
Yes,
It's
it
all
is.
about how you deal with it. So those traumas that you went through as a child, once you recognize that you have those traumas and you
Yeah,
start to deal with it, because recognition is actually the only way you're going to be able. It's like last week we were saying, if you don't recognize the problem, you can't solve the problem.
we can't. Not at all.
So once you
Yeah.
realize there is a problem and what that problem is, now you can go about fixing it and becoming a better version of you. That's always the way it works.
Mm.
And then it says that progress often means responding differently to those same triggers that you've always responded to. So it's not like you're erasing your past, you're just learning how to move forward in spite of your past.
That part right there. I love it, man. It's been another great episode, man. This thing is always live. When we get to
Yeah.
good, we getting good on us. It's always time to end when it get good, huh?
And time just be flying on us, don't it?
Yeah, time be flying. Time be flying. Time ain't waiting on nobody.
Not a soul.
Yeah, who you is. Yeah, what you got on the go out, Peter Pan?
I just want to say, trauma is not what happens to you. Trauma is what happens when. Trauma is not what happens to you. Trauma is what happens inside you as a result of what happened to you.
Mm,
And
that
just
part.
to break it down into molecular terms, some people only feel solid when they're standing over someone broken.
Wow.
True that. That's
Wow.
so true.
Now you done really did it now. Yeah, yeah. Some people feel solid only when they standing over people who are broken. If that ain't the
Wow.
truth right there, man. Come on
Man,
with it, Mike. That was too good
you
right
made me
there.
have to change up what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm
Go
gonna
I
ahead.
write
had
that
this go
down.
out
Look,
written
look,
down, but you know what?
look at one of
I'm
your
gonna go
three
out with this.
pages.
I'm gonna go with this analogy that I wrote down instead of with these quotes. So it says recognizing childhood trauma is like finding the blueprint of a house you've lived in your entire life. You begin to understand why certain rooms feel unsafe, why some doors are difficult to open, and why certain patterns keep repeating. So once you understand the blueprint, you can begin renovating it. The past may explain your patterns, but it does not have to define your future.
That part right there. And so I'm gonna say this right here, man. I'm gonna say recognizing patterns is not blaming the people that you came up under. It's about understanding how early experiences may still be affecting you today so you can begin. That's when we need to begin to heal. When we recognize all of this stuff early that done happened to us before us. Before, I mean, not before us, but before our adulthood. That all the things that you may think that affected you, you need to start working on it like that, y'all. So that was just a
Right.
piece of advice that we hopefully we help somebody tonight, want to go back and address them childhood traumas and all of that good stuff.
You know, a prime example of childhood trauma.
What is that?
What's that?
Well, all my scamming ads, pictures, bro, that's on catch it. Spin that shit. Childhood trauma. I'm like, man, she was
Yeah,
really hurt. But that
yeah,
song go hard though. I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah. NDIRE mad, boy. NDIRE
Yeah,
said, I hate scammers. I hate scammers. You gonna keep on pushing the agenda. But
yeah.
Indy, we got these young people doing what they do, man. That's where she live at. That's what
Then
she
she
knows.
said that she's one of God's favorites.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to the young girl. Don't talk to the world.
I'm
See, that's
saying,
what
like,
I'm talking about right there. When you can't, when you in the business of you saying you don't want to hear that, and people don't want. It's like you should have went straight to her instead of getting on the internet. See what I'm
yeah,
saying? We gotta address it to everybody. It's like, nah, you in the business, the same business you could have found her.
oh yeah, because they can
You could
find
have
each
went over
other.
there and found her and had that conversation with that young queen. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with black people.
Yeah.
We got childhood trauma, so we finna just attack her. It's like, nah, you could have went over there and pulled her to the side, say, let me holler at you, young Miami. Let me holler at you, man.
Yeah,
Say, baby, we done, and I know you making hits, you want to do your thing, but why do that? And that could have been a
Right.
one-on-one conversation before it even went to but we always like the attention of entertainment.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a problem. But man, I'm finna get off this line, man. I appreciate y'all fellas. Next week we're gonna do it again.
yes, sir.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes,
That'll work.
Right. Good show, fellas. Thank you, Mike. Thank
Have
you,
a
Peter
good one.
Pan.
sir.
Fellas,
Yeah.
peace. Y'all have a good
Hey.
one.
All right.